Hello, everybody. It's Roseann White here in Scottsdale, Arizona, live on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon, and it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to all my Life Pro family, the VIP group, and to all of you watching on the Life Pro business channel, and those guys too on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Well, today is the day of flowers and feeling love in the air, chocolates, maybe some nice fine dining, or some just romantic dining with friends and loved ones. And it's all about the heart, feeling really good about your heart. But having a healthy heart is super important. I mean, we can feel all the love for all our friends and family, but we've got to take time to feel the love. So welcome, welcome. And I'm here today to share with you ways to get a healthier heart. And thank you, Facebook user, for loving my emails. I'm glad they're helping you. I'm really here to help you guys to live fit and age well. That's my passion. That's my purpose. And I'm grateful for the folks at Life Pro to give me the opportunity to share 25 plus years of experience in the health and wellness industry and life experience of aging gracefully, being strong as you get older. I just talked to the folks at the Social Security office. I'm applying for Social Security. Yep, it's true. Hard to believe I'm that old, but I'm so grateful that I actually lived long enough that I'm going to be collecting Social Security. It's a beautiful thing. So welcome, welcome. Today, I'm going to spend a little time talking to you about heart rate training because maybe you've never really thought about it or learned about it or practiced it. And it's not that difficult to do. It's easy peasy, whether you have a treadmill or a step or a stool or a wall or a kettlebell. There's different ways you can train your heart to get stronger. And let's face it, it's the most important muscle in your body. So if you're tuning in, and I see some of you are, please let me know where you're tuning in from. And maybe tell me what kind of equipment that you have been using from Life Pro, and maybe that wish list. Now, before I go on any further, I want to talk about the new giveaway program. But I just caught an email right before I got on board that we're already past that first 50 people for this week's giveaway. But there's going to be more. I know there are. So check it out. I'll put the link in afterward to see maybe they're opening it up. I don't know for sure. I don't know what the powers be, but every week Life Pro is giving away a $500 gift card just for one lucky winner if you review the products. And if you're like me, you've got a plethora of Life Pro products that you can review and share your experience with everybody on there. So I'm going to talk a little bit about heart rate training because, again, this might be for some of you that never have worked with a trainer or worked with heart rate training. And it doesn't matter how old you are, what sex you are, female, male, what ethnicity, what issues you have in your tissues. We all have the ability to work on our heart, getting our heart stronger. And the American Heart Association is suggesting that you spend 150 minutes a week to train your heart to get healthier. That means 30 minutes, 5 days a week, which might seem overwhelming in the beginning, like, holy smokes, how could I do that? It's simple. One step at a time, one move at a time, consistently moving to be aerobic. Now, building an aerobic base takes time. It does. It takes up to 12 weeks to do it. And I'm going to share with you a little plan on how to build your aerobic base. That's my one thing I'm going to do today. And my second thing is I'm going to talk about heart rate training for weight loss. So this is a little bit more of a training. And I'm going to get on and show you a few intervals of each of those methods. That's why I have all this equipment out here. So basically, I want to make sure that you understand, though, before you've done this, if you haven't done any heart rate training at all, check with your healthcare provider to make sure that you're cleared to do heart rate training. And if you're on any medications like beta blockers or thyroid medicine, just know that your heart rate may on your smartwatch, or if you have a heart rate monitor band, polar heart rate monitor, or you have a device that records heart rate, It may not be accurate because blood pressure medicine makes your heart rate lower. Thyroid medicine, I think, makes your heart rate higher. But medication can do that. So what that means is you're going to work on a perceived exertion scale. 1 meaning you're sleeping, 10 meaning you can't even breathe. You're working so hard. So there's that scale you can work on, or you can work on an aerobic scale. And I want to throw this in right now, a little tidbit for you. I am giving away an In the Zone book this month. Fast Track Your Fitness with Heart Rate Training. I'm giving you guys that for free. If you're interested in it, I'm going to put a link in the chat. If you don't get the link, just private message me. I'm on social media all the time. I'll give you the link. It's a free book, and it's going to explain all this stuff to you so you have the information at your hands. And it also includes in there a little calculator that you can track, can figure out your heart rate training. But let's talk briefly. I'm going to talk for about 3 or 4 minutes, then we're going to get going. So you want to take your pulse. First thing in the morning, before you jump out of bed, lay in bed, have a clock nearby, and you want to either take it, you want to just go below the ear. You're going to find right under the jawline. You'll feel your heartbeat, your pulse. 2 fingers, real lightly. It is suggested 30 seconds and then multiply by 2. I like to do a full minute. I just like to do a full minute because it might be running a little fast and slow. So a full minute, 60 seconds, count your heart rate. 0, 1, 2, count it. Or you can also do it on your pulse, on your wrist. But get a 60-second heart rate, resting heart rate, before you get up to go to the bathroom, before you do anything. Lay in bed. I don't want you to do it in the middle of the day. If you do it now, I'll tell you right now, my heart rate's probably, because I'm talking, I'm excited, it's probably about 20 or 30 beats more than my resting. My resting heart rate's pretty low. It's in the 50s, just a point of reference. But I do a lot of aerobic training. So you're going to take 220, subtract your age. That would be your maximum heart rate. So if you're 50, 220 minus your age is 170, okay? That would be the maximum heartbeats that you'd want to go. And we never push to 100%. We want to work in 3 different zones. Zone 1, light intensity, which means 50 to 63% of your heartbeat. So you would take your heart rate, and you would take 0.5 times your maximum heart rate, and then multiply it. So there's a little formula there. I'm not going to get into the science of that. It's in the book that I'm giving away. But light heart rate is 50 to 63%. Moderate heart rate is 64 to 76%. That you can feel. You feel like you're working, but you can talk. You can sing a song. You're not huffing and puffing. Vigorous intensity, 73 to 93%. We never want to work in that high percentage unless you are a trained athlete, unless you're a boxer, you're a sprint runner. You understand how to work in those heart rate ranges. But for us common folk, we want to work in our moderate intensity most of the time. Now, again, it doesn't mean you're huffing and puffing. Remember that. If you're huffing and puffing, you're probably working too hard. You're not ready for that yet. So we build up the aerobic base. So today, I'm going to talk about 2 ways to do it. Building your aerobic base and then heart rate training for weight loss, okay? Oh, I'm glad you're on your Rumblix right now. Enjoy it. I was going to pull my Rumblix out to do this, but I ran out of room. So hang out here with me on your Rumblix. So this is how you build an aerobic base. I'm going to put this in the chat like I do with all my things so you have some information at your hands. I always want you to have a 5-minute warm-up, and that might be just standing, being on your Rumblix, moving your arms, stepping up and down, nice and slow and easy. It's just a warm-up. It's getting everything, getting the blood to flow, the joints to move, breathing, kind of getting focused in. 5 minutes. Then you're going to go 60 seconds, and I'm going to call it a light pace, meaning you have some intention in your movements, a light pace. And then you're going to go 60 seconds in a moderate pace, meaning, okay, I know I'm working hard. Then you're going to go intense. I'm not giving you any time frame. You're going to go to, maybe it's 5 seconds, maybe it's 10 seconds, maybe it's 15, and you are working really, really hard. Then you're going back down. You're going to kind of pull the plug, so to speak, And you're going to go back to that really easy light pace until you feel perceived exertion. You feel like, okay, your heart rate's beating just at a normal pace, or you see on your smartwatch that you're back down to a comfortable zone, okay? Once you do that, you're going to repeat that at least 3 to 5 times. So I'm looking for a total of 30 minutes of aerobic base building training, okay? Now, the whole thing is you've got to do that anywhere between 3 to 5 times a week for 12 weeks, okay? Build that aerobic base. It does not happen overnight. That's kind of like not the good news. You've got to work on it. Also, if you stop your aerobic training and say you're really conditioned now, 1 week to 2 weeks, you start losing that aerobic base, that aerobic capacity that you had. So know that. You want to make sure that you always keep your heart rate training going once you build it up. Once you've worked those 3 months, okay, so it seems like, okay, I'm talking future tripping here. It's 1 day at a time, 1 step at a time, 1 minute at a time to make this all happen. Start where you're at. Second type of training is heart rate training for weight loss. Now, I've given you guys, and if you didn't get it already, message me, put it in the chat. I did a 4-week walking for weight loss program. So if you're brand new, this might be for you. 4 weeks of walking for weight loss. It's a pretty easy program. And I say easy, meaning it's all spelled out for you. Okay. This is for a brand new person who's really not done a lot of aerobic training. You might have knee, hip, ankle, toe, back issues that you can't do intense training, but walking with some intensity, with some little bit of effort, and building that up. So that's another option for you. But for those of you that are feeling pretty good, meaning you've got your issues and your tissues under control, so to speak, we're going to go ahead and we're going to warm up for 5 minutes. Then we're going to go 30 seconds intense, 90 seconds super duper slow, and then 30 seconds intense and 90 seconds super duper slow. That's what I'm talking about. That there's been scientific studies to show that kind of heart rate training helps kick up your metabolism and boosts everything for weight loss. But you've got to do that 30-90, which is 2 minutes, at least 8 to 10 times. So you're looking at a full 30 minutes of training for weight loss, okay? So again, I'm going to put this information in the chat later on for you guys to look at. I have the In the Zone book that I'm going to give away to you. I'll put the link in there. You can click. It's a free link. You're going to get emails to talk about heart rate training. And this book explains it very simply about how and why. Because let's face it, the most important heart muscle in your body is your heart. Okay, guys, grab some water. And like I said, I have the step here, the stepper. I've got a chair. I've got my Triform. I put it in the kettlebell mode. I love it. I love my Triform kettlebell. I never thought I'd love kettlebell as much as I do now. I have it so much. The OmniFit 3-in-1 treadmill that just launched. I am going to take off the tray because I don't need that. I'm not going to use the watch, although I love how handy this watch is for it. And I'm just going to leave my handles where they're at, okay? So I'm going to start this interval, and I'm going to talk for about another 5 minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions, let's see. Oops, that's pretty loud. I don't need you to hear that bell. I just need to know it's working. Oh, good. I'm glad you're liking this information, Carol. I don't want to ever assume that you guys know this stuff, and I don't want to assume you don't know things, right? But it's good to be reminded of heart rate training. So we're going to start. I've got a pace very slow. This is a 5-minute warm up. So I'm going to put my monitor on. I'm going to go for cross training here. I'm going to call it cross training because I'm going to be doing a few things. You can go to indoor walking. You can go for functional fitness. But I just want something. I like to track. I just like to track my time and how much, where my heart rate is. So I'm going to increase my speed to 2.0. There's a button here. I can go right there and increase it. And I'm just going to think about my posture, ears, shoulders, hips. I'm going to think about my stride, my heels and toes. I want to roll through this. I want to roll through my feet. Okay, because I want to really get my ankles to work. And I'm taking some big breaths in and out. I might take a stretch here. If you don't like to let go, I like the handles here. You can just take one arm up, stretch, other arm up, rolling shoulders. I might even, because I'm not at a slow speed, I might bring my knees up or I kick my heels to my butt, get my hamstrings to contract, my quads to stretch. This is a portable unit. It's not the mini. It's not the Pacer Mini. This is the OmniFit. It's a longer bed, which I like because I can have a little bit longer stride on it. The Pacer's 30 inches. This is 43, I think. I'm looking down because I want to make sure my shoelaces are tied. Okay, I've got almost 2.5 minutes to go. So again, I'm just kind of warming up, not hard at all. Then, now this is I'm going to go for I'm going to show you the building of the aerobic base, what this means, okay? So I've got my warm up. I'm going to go ahead, after I have my 5 minutes of warm up, I'm going to go for 60 seconds at a fairly light pace. This is slow. My speed's only 2.0 for me. That's pretty slow for me, okay? I'm getting a nice stride. I feel my glutes. I can really be aware of my foot placement. Taking big breaths in and out. Be sure to put your favorite tunes on when you're doing your heart rate training. Music is such a great motivator. I just don't play it while I'm in my live. We've got another minute or so to go. And by now I can just think about pulling my abdominals in. I want you to think about your heart, lifting your heart up, not your chin. Lift your heart up. You'll feel more of your butt muscles working as opposed to kind of hanging over here. I have a light touch. When I press lightly down on the handles, or if I hold out here, I keep my chest lifted. You want to keep everything opened up. So in 30 seconds, we're going to go ahead to a light pace for 1 minute. Light is going to be different for everybody. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at about a 1, 2. This feels really good. I could walk this pace. I'd probably get bored, but I can walk forever on this pace. Okay, I'm going to increase my speed now, for me, to about, let's see, this is 2.8. It feels pretty good. It's still a light walk, okay? I'm not huffing and puffing. It's a light pace. I could take my hands off. And I'm only going to do this for a minute. This is my light pace, okay? Now, again, I'm building aerobic base. I still can think about my heel-toe foot position. I can think about abdominals in, chest lifted. I'm talking normally to you so you know I'm not huffing and puffing. Okay, in 20 seconds, I'm going to go to my moderate pace, okay? From light to moderate, which means it's going to be a little bit more work, a little more effort. So from a very, very seamless transition, I'm going to add on. I'm at 3.3. So I'm walking with intention now. I can feel that it's a little more effort. I can feel like I'm breathing a little bit more shallow, if you will. I'm not huffing and puffing. But my legs, I have to be very conscious of my legs. Okay, so I'm going to do this for a minute. Again, I could hang out at this pace pretty well, not a problem. I like to do these kind of interval trainings because I get bored. I do. I get bored with just plain old walking the same pace. I like to change the pace of things so my mind and body have to work differently, and especially my heart. Now, in 16 seconds, I'm going to go as intensely as I can, okay? I'm going to go walking. I'm not going to run, but you can walk on this, run on this one, okay? So I'm going to go to a speed 4.8. Actually, I'm going to jog a little bit. Yeah. I'm holding on my jog. And I don't know how long I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go to where I'm like, okay, I think I've had enough. Not where I want to fall off of it. But I'm going to feel like, now remember, my aerobic base is pretty strong. So I might last longer than you. I've already gone 30 seconds. So I might go one more 30 seconds, a full minute. I might even kick it up a little bit. 5.0. 20 seconds more. Harder to talk to you. 15. 9 seconds to go. I'm going to go back to a snail's pace. And I'm bringing it down. Okay. Whew. 1.0. My heart rate is up to 153. Whew. Now I'm walking nice and slow. I can feel it beating. I'm going to come off my treadmill for a second. I'm going to grab some water. I'm still moving. So I'm letting my heart rate come down. Stay hydrated with this. Take big breaths in and out. Super slow. I'm walking a snail's pace. Heart rate's already down to 138. A healthy heart recovers quickly. So usually I look for about 10 beats in a minute. Okay. So I'm down from 153 to 125 in less than a minute. So you can see I have pretty good recovery. It takes a while, but if you can drop 10 beats in 1 minute, that's a pretty good average drop. If you can drop 20 beats in 1 minute, that's really fit. 30 beats in 1 minute, it's really, really high heart health. Okay, so that's a way to decide to determine that. I'm at 113, so I'm down 40 beats. So this is how you would build up your heart rate aerobic base. Easy, moderate, intense, drop. Now I would rinse and repeat. I would do that. I'm suggesting you do that at least 3 to 5 times, okay? 3 to 5 times so that you can start building that base. And then you'll just cool down and stretch and you're done. Now, that's my first plan to show you. My second plan I want to show you, how's my timing? Yeah, we're going to go for another 10, 20 minutes on this live. So, is working, doing heart rate training for weight loss. Now, we've already warmed up, okay? So I'm going to assume you've warmed up. I'm not going to start with my warm up because we're already warmed up. We're going to go 30 seconds intense and then 90 seconds a snail's pace. This is my snail's pace. So some of you might go, well, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to pound. I can't go that fast. Don't worry. Let me show you some options, okay? So I have my treadmill running at 1.0. And here's what we're going to do. Here's option 1. So you're going to go have your step here. You're going to squat back. Here's the wall, okay? Legs are wide. And we're going to come up, tap. So I'm not sitting down all the way down, right? So here's that option where you can go into squats using body weight. The wall's there, so I'm making sure that I'm not, my hips are over my heels. Okay? We're going to go for about 5 more seconds. and then release. Okay. Let's see my heart rate coming back up. Now, so I did 30 seconds of moving really fast with body weight. My heart rate jumped up, not quite as high as my running, okay, but enough that I'm up to about, it's reading it right now, and I know it's already dropped, but I could feel I'm a pretty aerobic. It's not an instant read, unfortunately. My guess is I was at least, okay, I was probably at least at 135. Not my highest, that's my aerobic place, okay? And that's okay. I don't need to be anaerobic when I'm doing my weight loss intervals. Okay, in 40 more seconds, so I take 90 seconds to recover. 90 seconds walking, talking, drinking water. In about 30 more seconds, I'm going to go into my second interval. Now, instead of doing those squats, I'm going to just tell you a couple options you could do. If you are not a big squatter, like that's too much for you, I'm going to come off here. You can have a chair, okay? You can just come off and down the chair. This is a smaller range, but I'm working my glutes. If you have your chair, then you add weights. Okay, I'm going to add my kettlebell. And here we go for 30 seconds. I'm going to come up, down, up, down. I'm just holding extra weight. That's one option where I can feel big muscles, glutes. I squeeze my butt, drop, squeeze, butt, drop. So you can see my move is this. It's not a big range, okay? But I'm holding 14 pounds more weight than my body. And then release. Okay, my heart rate didn't go up super high for that one because that's not as powerful for me, but for you, it might be. That kind of move, okay? You don't have to go in deep squats. I want to talk to the newbies as much as the seasoned person that doesn't have issues in the tissues and hips. But we come down, we let our heart rate drop, and we walk. We think about our breathing. I want you to really be able to breathe in deeply and blow out. Get that oxygen into your body, which we need oxygen to help burn fat. We want that aerobic zone. When we're too anaerobic, our fuel source comes out of muscle, not fat. That's why I want to work in an aerobic place most of the time. So at 153, I'm right at the high end of my aerobic zone. Right at the high end. 119, I'm at the low end. So I'm at 121 right now. My heart rate's feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. So I gave you an option, wall squat, seated squat. My next option is going to be more intense. It's not running on the treadmill. It's not power walking. I'm going to go into kettlebell squats or swings. I'm going to show you, you have two options. I'll demonstrate both. I'm going to go into a kettlebell swing. And if you're not sure about kettlebell swings, go on the Life Pro YouTube channel, type in my name and kettlebell basics, Life Pro kettlebell basics Roseann. And I did a whole live on how to swing the kettlebell safely. So check that out, okay? So I'm going to come on off. Now here's your options. For your 30 seconds of intensity, you can go into a squat, okay? So I'm here, I'm going to sit back, tap, and lift. That's an option one, or a kettlebell swing. So for 30 seconds, let's go. I know I'm forcing breath, so sorry. I like to focus on that big exhale. This is all powered from my glutes. I'm not trying to force the bell out. I'm using my glutes. Building up hip strength. Got about 10 more seconds. Last seconds and release. Okay, that did it. Oh, that one took me up to 141. Okay, so I didn't have to run on the treadmill to do that. Whew. Now, it's interesting. Give me a second here, I can catch my breath. It's interesting that the heart rate on my watch actually jumps up a couple beats before it goes down. There's some scientific reasoning that happens that I don't need to really, I'm not boring you on it, but that will happen. You'll see a little jump before you come down to 137 already. So I'm going to be here one more minute, and I'm going to do one more interval. So it's only 30 seconds. Intense for you, whatever that means for you, where you're like, oh, I can only do this for 30 seconds. And then you don't do it anymore. I'm down 10 more beats. Those kettlebell swings, I really love them. I never thought I'd say that because I used to do them. I did them once years ago and I hurt my back because I didn't do it right. I was using my arms to swing instead of using my hips. Big difference. Down to 120. Down to 119. See, it just keeps dropping. Okay, we're going to do 30 more seconds of an interval, then I'm going to bring it on home. So I'm going to do a power walk. Okay, let's start. I'm going to start my speed. I'm going to see if I can power walk at 6.0 for 30 seconds. So quick little steps. It's fast. Maybe a little too fast. I'm going to go to a light jog. Yeah, I got to jog. They're little steps, but I'm jogging. You can even hold a weight in your hands if you're comfortable with it, but you got to be a little more balanced to do that. Five seconds. And bring it down. I'm down to 1.0. Woo! 148. 149. So I told you to go up a little bit. Big breaths in and out. So I'm bringing my heart rate down. So what I'm showing you right now is how to do heart rate training for weight loss. Meaning kicking your comfort level up 30 seconds, intense. 90 seconds, I call it the snail's pace. I went from 149 to 134. So see how quickly I dropped? That's what you're looking for. Now don't kind of freak out on me if you go, oh my God, I'm not dropping. It happens when your heart's not conditioned. It may take you 3 minutes to drop down. But if you keep doing this, in 2 minutes, you should be fine, okay? You should be. Give yourself grace. Do what you can do. I'm just giving you kind of the broad, the 30,000 view of heart rate training. And I'm here to help you if you find you're being really challenged with it. You text me, message me, whatever you need to do, and we'll talk about it. Remember, if you are on medication, it's going to play out differently for you. But you start where you're at. And if only today you work on aerobic base building for the next 3 months, this walking for weight loss training or heart rate training will be easier. What else do I want to tell you? You might find out if you do the walking for weight loss, just walking, that's going to be enough. The biggest part is consistency. I'm going to go ahead and stop this and grab some water. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Yeah, music, I just throw that music is distracting on lives. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was trained by someone that not to use any music, to focus on my breath my body position and all that. So I got used to not having music because my breathing is kind of rhythmic and all that. And I'm always thinking about what I'm doing. So my mind stays pretty active. But if I'm just walking to just walk, like some days I just walk on the treadmill, literally. Yeah, I could go outside. Not saying that I don't go outside, but sometimes in the morning it's super dark. So I'm on the treadmill. I'll just plug in Netflix or music and I'll just walk just to move. So that is a beautiful thing. Okay. Walking just to move, to get the steps in, is a beautiful thing. We don't do that enough, but walking for heart rate health is with purpose. You're walking with intensity. You're checking it out. And this is what I want to tell you guys. Make sure you log it. Get your own little booklet, your journal, and log every day what you do, because you're going to see a difference. Your recovery time, how many sessions you did. It's going to always change if you're consistent. And if you fall off the wagon, okay, like for 3 days, life happens and you're like, just pick it back up. Just start over. Not start over, just pick up, okay? It happens. We fall off the wagon. We hit a speed bump. Life happens, but don't stop, okay? Give yourself advanced grace that we're all busy people, but as I say to all my clients, you've got 1,440 minutes in your day. Think about that. 1,440 minutes in your day. So 30 of those, surely you can put aside for heart rate training. Now, if you're on a Rumblex or a waiver, you can just be on it. Your recovery can be standing, right? Just standing on your vibration platform for 2 minutes, letting heart rate come down. And then you can just do step ups, right? You can just bring your heart rate up like this, right? You can just do the step ups, or you just do knee ups off the platform just to get the heart rate going. See, anything that you're having big range of motion with big muscle groups, that's your legs, arms moving, it doesn't have to be running on the treadmill, okay? So I want you to know that doesn't have to be as the case. Although, I got to tell you, I'm loving the portable treadmills. I have the EcoStride, that's it. I have the EcoStride in my studio, and I have this one in my virtual room. And I gotta tell you, I love them both for different reasons. I'm gonna set up the walking pad in my office, so I might do a little session on that to do some weight training on my walking pad. So hang out and catch my future lives. So guys, it's 4:38. I'm gonna stretch a little after I sign off from you, but I want to just give you this opportunity to understand heart rate training. Please take advantage of my book, okay? In the Zone. This guide will tell you everything I talked about, and how to build up why you want to build up your heart muscle, and all about different zones, okay? And be sure to let me know what other kind of videos that you'd like to see and put in the library. If you don't have the PDF file or the link, I have over 100 videos that I've done over the past years that are stored in LifePro's YouTube library. I can share the link with you so that you can use your platform, your weights, your step, your balance trainer, all the different products from LifePro. I'll show you ways that you can live fit and age well. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful, loving rest of your Valentine's Day. Do something special for your heart. If you didn't do it already today, when you wake up tomorrow, do something special for your heart. You deserve it. I will see you guys next Wednesday. I can't remember what the training is going to be, but hopefully it's going to be fun, informative, and it's going to help you to feel great about you. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye for now.